Excellent. Excellent.
Thanks for doing this past life reading for me. I really
Well,
appreciate it.
I enjoy tapping into that kind of stuff with past lives. It's all relevant to see how I can evolve to increase past lives and who I tap into. I've done a few online and personal readings. It's all fascinating how it can affect us, and we'll see. So, to get started, I guess I want to try to just clear the space and get into energies with my singing bowl. Just a brief little vibrational love. Oh, that feels so good. I don't know why it feels so good.
It's a great sound.
I like the bigger ones rather than the
Yeah,
tiny pingy singing bowls.
I have a little tingy one, but I love your large one.
Yeah, it wasn't
Hmm.
cheap, but well
I
worth it.
have a little
it's a
one.
it's a collector too.
It's,
So I'm gonna
uh,
see what we can get. I can get tapping into your Akashic records and soul's desires and where you've been. Um, I may need questions to focus on whether it's extraterrestrial past lives, areas. We could probably do that afterwards. I'll probably just focus on where you've been, what's important, what they say may be important, and we'll go from there.
okay.
So let's just try to start with a safe space um, to connect to earth and spirit, and we'll see what happens. So let's think of a lovely space you've been on earth, whether it's a vacation spot or your favorite tree or park, whatever, and absorb that energy, and then take a look into the universe, stars or whatever, it doesn't matter, and bring in the connections of heaven and earth. And I'll just think of the same. Now imagine your guides connecting with you and opening up that space so we can bring in knowledge of your past lives. Okay. So I'll do some writing as I'm thinking and connecting. So, my first question I'm going to go with is how many Earth lives have you had on Earth? I'm getting, I'm seeing the number 210. They're telling me 210 Earth lives. How many were male and female? Pretty equal. But I'm sensing 160 female lives. Showing the number 160. How many times have you been a seer or a knower? I'm getting like 45. You've been a knower or like a spiritually intuitive,
Mm-hmm.
but actually to connect to, let's say, a seer or a medium or whatever, I'm getting 5. But you had 45 where you were, you know, inquisitive in knowing.
Right.
How many 5? 3. I'm getting a male seer 3 times. So you had male seer energy. So that's good to know, to be dominant with male and female energy. But generally, your soul seems to feel like it enjoyed female energy more so. So,
Mm-hmm.
when did your soul start here on Earth? How many years ago? Wow. So 210 lives is kind of few, but I'm getting about 30,000 years ago. That's a long time. I would assume you'd have more lives with 30,000 years. So you might have spent a lot of time in heaven's realm absorbing knowledge or something like that.
What if I'm just fast? I'm a fast learner.
Fast learner? Well, that's not technically,
Correct.
let's say on an average of 100 years per life.
Uh,
That's an under average. You would think you would have 300 lives.
uh,
So it seems like there's either you've had a lot of long lives. Yeah, let's tap into that. So that would be either you're spending a lot of time in heaven's realm learning, or, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I just got it. The reason why the disparity there is that you have, because I was asking Earth lives, you've had extraterrestrial lives where you've went for many years on other planets and then came back. This is why. Okay. But 30,000 years I'm getting is Lemurian energy.
got it.
I'm seeing 10 plus years in, no, 10 plus lives in Lemuria. So there's something about that's a reason for your it's a revelation of the calmness within your soul. There's something about the calmness. Um, Lemurians have intuit and psychic energy, but they were loving souls. It was slow growth, but there's a calmness to Lemurians. Not to get overreactive and whatnot. What I'm sensing here. So I've sensed that Lemuria and Atlantis overlapped a little bit. So then I'm sensing the Atlantis energy. How many lives in Atlantis? I'm only getting 2 lives in Atlantis. I get the sense you didn't like it there because it
I could
became
tell.
more, huh? Yeah.
Exactly. I knew that. Yeah.
Um, one was for learning, and one was for, I'm getting the word corruption. You didn't like the patriarchal authority there, the way it was going. So you may have been there during the end,
Mm-hmm.
because I sense that Lemurian energy you had there was more peaceful and calming and loving. And
Mm-hmm.
it feels like you went to Atlantis to learn the dark side of the world. Feeling
Right.
you may have even been there at the end, at the
Mm-hmm.
destruction, it feels like.
Oh, yeah.
So Atlantis, and yeah. So I think that's where the tough times became with Atlantis, with the power, the devil side of life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the big egos. And so it feels like your soul didn't like that. Okay, let's go to the extraterrestrial lives.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, there's a lot of skips. I'm getting 8. So between the skips or whatever from Atlantis, Lemuria, and then in between, there's about 8 lives I'm seeing that were extraterrestrial. Um, I have no clue what um, planets or anything. I don't get names of planets. I mean, I'm hearing like the extraterrestrial knowledge or wording is something I couldn't even come up with.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm
I get you.
um,
I know myself.
but
It's part- even if I
there,
have names.
so there's a galaxy. I don't know like how to explain it, but I'm being shown there's a galaxy. Like, let's say there's a straight line of planets where Pluto would generally hang out. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't know the direction, but there's a galaxy right behind Pluto. Was one of your lives there, and
Oh.
then the others were far, far away. These are different.
Mm-hmm.
These lives here are much different. They last longer. Um, your your average lifespan was well over 700 years,
Wow.
but the most traumatic one or shortest one was just the closest galaxy next to ours.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's it's a planet similar to Earth. There's less water though. Um, there was you were a scientist. There's something about you were trying to help figure out ways to increase the water. Uh, yeah, it's like you were a geologist or some kind of
Mm-hmm.
scientist to help figure out how you can tap into the universe to get more water to the planet. But it feels like this planet had to be pretty much abandoned because it ran out of water. It dried up.
Oh.
Hence the experiment here. It feels like you're
Hence
part of
where I
this
am in
here.
the desert, drying up from lack
Yeah,
of water.
it kind of feels like here, to help enlighten people to change the directory of the
Right.
life on Earth, so we don't dry up and
Yep.
climate change, whatever. So I think that's very relevant.
Yep. That's
Hence,
for
you,
sure.
hence you said you're living in a dry area right now.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. What I'm trying to sense what known extraterrestrial lives that you're connected or races you're connected to. I know you mentioned to me behind stage about Octarians, but it feels like you were an Octarian in this life. This scientist, this, you know,
Oh.
basically a climate change activist.
Oh, wow.
So that seems to be your latest one,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so close and it's relevant.
Yeah, that
How
was
long
my
how long ago was this? How long ago was this? This feels about 10,000 years ago.
okay.
10 to 15, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before so Lemuria. So when was it? This is when it feels like most of your extraterrestrial lives happened after the destruction of Atlantis. There was
Mm.
one. There's one I'm seeing where you helped. You actually helped. I'm sensing Mesopotamia area. You helped build that society there. You were a female. Um, when was that?
That resonates so much.
Probably about 6,000 years ago, maybe, or 6,000 BC, something like that.
Yeah, get
Um,
chills.
I'm sensing female, right?
Hmm.
But I don't see you as a slave because I know there's a lot of slave labor there, sensing. And the Anunnaki type
Right.
that helped us, build up all these civilizations.
Hmm.
Um, it's not like you were coordinating with them, but you were helping people grow their societies with knowledge. It feels like it's like one of those lives that you were intuitive, but not
Hmm.
technically a seer,
Hmm.
but you were receiving knowledge. Oh, this is from your extraterrestrial lives. You knew you had these clues and hints how to
Yeah.
build the society here. So it
Hmm.
feels like you kind of work in conjunction with the Anunnaki people, but those because that knowledge had to come from somewhere, right? To
Exactly.
create these societies, create the you know how to plant and farm, survive, build. So I guess I would say you. It feels like you may have been like a president council member kind of feeling.
Hmm.
You helped
Hmm.
in a way of laws, rules, societal, but it feels like you didn't like these. You had a sense about these higher people that are helping, the
Hmm.
types, because I feel like they were angelic, but evil on the backside, right? But I was sensing like your knowledge, because from before with being in the extraterrestrial realm and other planets, you had this knowledge.
Right.
Okay.
That makes
Um, okay, let's go back to the other seven lives. They go, they're not even close to this galaxy. They're a long ways away. There's more. I'm seeing more planets, more friendly planets and different. So, like, if you look at the universe, let's say, and I'm saying, seeing the galaxy beyond ours, like right up, and
sense.
these other ones are like 10 and 2, but they
Hmm.
go way back. I'm not seeing anything beyond the Pluto, this one, but there's
Hmm.
like multiple. I'm being shown 10 and 2,
Hmm.
and they're so far away. It would only take like a day to get there in a spaceship.
Hmm.
It's like that compared to it would take. Let's say you jumped on a spaceship from Earth to the one I was feeling you that dried up. It would take. They're telling me it would take maybe 2 hours.
Oh,
You jump
yeah.
into the interdimensional craft, and then maybe 2 hours to go
Yeah.
that many billion miles. But
Right.
these galaxies are so way far away; it would take like 24 hours. It's that far away.
Wow. Wow.
But I'm being shown so we have like here we have Earth, Mars, and Venus, let's say, that are close to Earth or I mean the sun and whatnot. They're
Hmm.
showing me multiple planets of people, that are habitable, and they're like really close together. So, but way back there were like here on Earth or whatever, there was conflicts. People couldn't get along. Different planets. It's kind of like comparing Earth to Russia, or I mean USA to Russia. They have
Hmm.
their way. we have their way. So there was a problem with getting along.
Right.
Um, Generally, it feels like you're a diplomat in these things. I'm not seeing, like military.
Hmm.
It feels like you're diplomatic in most situations. I
Hmm.
am seeing one. How far along was this one? Approximately 8,000 years ago. I'm getting once you were like a pilot. I think you were a transport pilot from this world to that world. If I'm feeling, you ever had a sense of being a pilot or like being flying or anything like that?
Hmm.
Well, one life I am seeing a pilot.
I
Okay,
could see
coolio.
that.
So that's all I'm getting from. Oh, other races. So we got an Arcturian one.
Hmm.
Let's see where are the other ones come in. Um, what did I sense for Mesopotamia area? Was that the Arcturian or is that something else? I can't remember.
Was it what?
Which where did I make the connection with Arcturian?
The Arcturian one was the planet that was behind Pluto. Another,
Oh,
it was
okay.
a galaxy behind Pluto, similar to Earth. And I was a scientist trying to increase the water, and that's when I was an Arcturian.
Oh, you were okay. Gotcha. So I'm trying to sense what energy on Earth. Okay, let's tap into
What do
that.
I
Okay, these
bring to?
other seven lives in the distance. Um, Three of them. So I'm being shown to the 10 o'clock where there's. This feels like there's multiple habitable planets. This is a race we don't even know about. What I'm being told. That's in the general public. Weird. Some are almost animal-like. Hard to explain, but they almost look like lions.
Oh,
Maybe it has some. It kind of like the Lyrians. What I'm getting here,
mm,
kind of like the cat-like ones, but these are
mm,
actually like lions to me. Kind of weird. That's one of them. But like I said, I'm being told that or shown or not. So generally, I would know. You got Lyrians, Arcturians, Andromedan, Palladian,
mm-hmm.
Mantis, Reptilian.
Right,
Greys. The general ones.
right.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
different.
there's hundreds. There's hundreds.
So
There
I
might
don't,
be
in
thousands.
my own mindset, I don't remember them. So,
Yeah,
but I'm getting in my mind what I
mhm,
know.
yeah,
I don't know who they are.
yeah. That
It
works
kind
for
of
me.
helps.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Even if you told me a name, I wouldn't know. So, yeah.
Um, so I wonder if the 2 o'clock area that I'm being shown is where Pleiades is, because I am getting a lot of Pleiadian energy now. So yeah, there's a couple galaxies. There doesn't seem to be as many habitable planets over here I'm being shown. It's kind of
Yeah,
like the Earth, like we know there's one that's habitable, that kind of thing.
yeah.
It seems like in the galaxies there's like one here. There's a galaxy over here that has two that are habitable, but it feels like the 2 o'clock is where Pleiades is. So I'm seeing a couple lives as a Palladian. Um, what were you doing there? I'm not sure. I'm not getting a career or a job or anything like that. But a lot of source knowledge, something about DNA using. You might have been helping to increase. health or something of DNA, something like that. Maybe more biology kind of stuff, it feels like. There's a lot of source knowledge. Just giving me, like, raise the source, knowledge. But I'm not being shown like an actual kind of job here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting Palladian energy there. But that's what it feels like to me. Mostly Palladian and at least one with Arcturian energy. And the Arcturian is recent. The other ones feel like farther back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong with the time frames, but it feels farther in the distance. But it's all before 330,000 years of what I'm sensing here. But
Yeah.
okay. So it's been discovered and whatnot that our souls may have been created billions of years ago, whatever. So let's see what I can sense beyond the Earth lives here. So this is true. Yeah, I am getting here that there's our soul has been many different things in different planets, millions, trillions. You can't even count it. I mean, as far as a number goes of our souls being somewhere, you could have been an animal, you could have been a plant, you could have been a crystal, um, uninhabitable places. It's like our souls have taken the energy of the universe and transplanted to Earth, as people and other places.
Mm-hmm.
But every living thing has a soul. A tree has a soul. An animal has a soul. In order to have life, you need a soul.
Right.
So we've been transplanted, but I got a hit of like trillion years, and then the guys go, you can't even count the number of years. So we go back way, way in other planetary systems and everywhere. A soul had to come from somewhere, right? I'm thinking
Yeah.
that they were transplanted here and created. That's what I'm
Right.
sensing here.
Right.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting from your
Cool.
universe. So let's see. Let's see how long we got here. Oh, it's only half hour. Okay, now let's see what your recent lives that may influence you currently. Okay, where do we need to go? Okay, I'm being shown the tip of England, Britain, UK, right on the
Mm-hmm.
bottom. There's a port there. Um, there is travel, ships. There's. It's like you worked at a port or for trade or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, wish I had a map or whatever. See, but look up towns on the very tip at some time with
Mm-hmm.
UK. But there's
Okay.
some kind of. It's almost like you were port authority or something like that, helping with trade.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm seeing ships, but it's very, very bottom of England, whatever port city's down there. I'm not sure what relevance it has to do with anything. I'm being told it helped. It helped you connect with a lot of different souls. It's kind of like if you're a grocery store worker and you have to deal with a lot of people today. Some people are angry. There's lines long. It's kind of like the same feeling. It helped you
Mm-hmm.
understand and relate with a lot of souls because you're dealing with a lot of people, a lot of energies on a daily basis, being like a port authority, organizing, trade and whatnot. From
Right.
So that's what it sends from that. When was this? What years was this? It feels like 1600s. So let's just go with that. Where else we need to go? Okay. Now it's another tip of the what's up with you and ships? You ever it feels very similar. It's like the what country is that? Spain? Where it's got that tip where the Mediterranean Sea comes in? Is it Spain? So it's got that little jag, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I see you down there again. It feels very similar. Um, some reason I'm getting constable though. Like you may have been a sheriff or something like that. This feels like 1800s for some reason, but um, it feels like you help protect the trade industry because I'm seeing like you're holding a weapon. You're a guy this time.
Mm-hmm.
There's trade coming in, but mentioning something about pirates or something. So there's a lot of bad things going on with people trying to steal to try to get other trade out from shipping from like Africa to Spain area. Everything coming out of there. There's another port city down there. But I see you holding a weapon, and I got the word constable.
Cool.
Um, it feels like that helped you learn protection.
Mm-hmm.
Protection of self, protection of
Mm-hmm.
people around you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're being a guard or whatever that, you kind of help understand your protection of your soul, your mind, energies around you, and people. So that's
Right.
some reason it's that.
Makes sense.
Um, I'm getting a sense of the pyramids in Egypt, but I don't think your soul was actually there when everything happened with the pharaohs and whatnot. So I'm sensing like 1400 or so BC, you had maybe three lives in that area, but I'm not seeing it concentrated. You feel like the north. Um, it feels like you
That's
were wife and mother there mostly.
mm-hmm.
Um, you weren't really spiritual, but you were inquisitive about this. There was too much. It's like you wanted to step away from wars and nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You were more family oriented, but you traveled. I'm seeing you traveled to different events with the pharaohs and games or whatever it may be. But there was a lot of violence at these times, and you were more family oriented. But I'm seeing you being inquisitive and intuitive. I'm not seeing you as like a seer or a priestess or anything that
Mm-hmm.
helped out with the pharaohs, but you were
Right.
close. So it feels like centrally most of near the water again. You must like water. There's a coast,
I
you
do
know.
like water.
Yeah. So it seemed like you lived close to there, but you were fast. Like I said, it feels like you were fascinated by the royalty and all like that. But you
Mm-hmm.
just feel like you were more family oriented and raising family.
Yeah, I never sensed any lifetimes in Egypt of any, you know, major consequence, or even like you said, I don't sense I was there when they built the pyramids or anything like that. But
Right. Okay.
makes sense.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Now I am getting a strong connection of when the time of Jesus was in Jerusalem. I'm getting a very strong connection. You were I am. There's. I have no clue which one it is, but I'm hearing you were mentioned in the Bible.
Me? Ooh, you give me the chills.
I don't know where.
I just got the chills.
So, like, you were in the circle of Jesus,
Hmm.
and when his speaking and whatnot, I'm getting a very strong. I don't know what name, whatever. It could just be a passage of connections, but I'm being told your soul is named in the Bible. Maybe if I
Mm.
just share it out one day, I don't know how to share it, but there is a soul connection to everything involved around Jesus' teachings, the
Mm.
facts of what actually happened. You know these facts.
Hmm.
You know what's true and not true.
Yeah.
You have these connections.
Yeah.
Um, I am seeing you. I'm feeling a male energy. There, I'm sensing you crying at the events of the cross and everything that was talked about. It's like you lost a dear friend
Hmm.
and you didn't understand what was going on. It was very sad. It
Yeah.
really, it really shook you to the core of the persecution of another human being, especially one as enlightened as him.
Right.
But I'm sensing like later on, you understood the truth though.
Yeah.
So you're very in tune to it. I've never gotten this before, but you're very in tune of what is right, what is wrong, and the facts about that time. And I'll just leave it at
That's
that.
true. I really am.
Uh, yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay, let's leave that area. I forgot when this was, but there's something similar. I don't remember the time frame. Now I'm getting the reference of King Solomon.
Mm.
There's that's near there. I think that was in Saudi Arabia. I think
Hmm.
Mecca. Yeah, Mecca.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a reference to there. Dang, you get around.
I
I think you
know.
were. I think
So
you
many
were.
King
I think you
Solomon.
were in. I think you were in the. What do you want to call it? The Parliament
Yeah.
of the King. There.
Hmm.
It's another male energy. Um, so I think you have knowledge of deep secret knowledge of where some kind of treasures maybe because you know what happened.
Hmm.
Um, but you tell your soul is telling me that you didn't like the man. So I have
Oh,
no
really?
clue what this King Solomon and all this history. You have to look it up, but I'm getting you didn't like the man. He
Wow.
wasn't. He, I'm getting the words. He was a false prophet or a
Oh.
false person in certain ways.
Mm.
There's something about you didn't like how he actually was as a person compared
Mm.
to. But yeah, it feels like you're a man within the like a possible parliament or, but you knew him very well.
Ah.
Okay, where else would you want to? I'm just gonna say this briefly, but um, take it for what it was. It's not very relevant, but I'm getting. Let's just say you had a few lives of how to be a lady. It feels like in Russia. Um, I, this is what they're telling me, but you were a lady of the night in
Lady
Russia.
of the night. Hmm.
Yes,
Cool.
So the words are coming out of how to be a lady.
That's
We
cute.
had to experience how to be a lady. It came in. I'm going to let it go of that.
Cute. In Russia.
um,
Because
yeah.
I always sensed that I had karma in Russia, and I always told John, well, we can't really go to Russia.
It feels like St. Petersburg.
That's what we said yesterday. St. Petersburg. Of course, that's where we want to go with those, the Kremlin, the towers, but you know what?
Well, it's karma that's passed, but if
Yeah,
you
it
can
was
someday when it's a nice society, go see St. Petersburg. But yeah, that's yeah. I wasn't sensing Moscow, but I was sensing like St. Petersburg.
right.
Um, one life there might not have been a very good ending.
Hmm.
It's a rough trade, let's
Yeah.
say.
Very
They told
true.
me to tell it. They told me to say it. I was gonna skip it, but
Makes
I was.
absolute sense to me. I like that. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you didn't hold
Yeah,
back.
let's see where anything else is important. Yeah, 40 minutes. That's plenty, I guess. But let's see if there's anything else important that I might bring in here. Oh, how about what's your husband's name? Maybe we could see how many lives you had together with
John
John.
Richard Klingenbeck.
John's enough.
John
Um,
Enough, who I
is he
nicknamed.
is he your only husband in this life?
Oh gosh, no,
No.
I've had others.
Okay. Let's just
he's
go with
act,
the current.
he's actually my third husband, but
Oh, good Lord.
we've been together 20 years, so it's a
Fine.
sticker.
Well, maybe that has to do with your Russian lady of the night. We won't go there.
No.
Okay, John. I'm getting you had 3 lives together with John.
Hmm.
Um, every one of them has been compassionate, and if um, I'm being told here they were compassionate ones, it's like what do you want to say? Rebound, kind of.
Hmm.
It's like I hope it's the way it goes, but it feels like you have your struggles and then you find the one kind of feeling. You
Yeah,
figure
that's
out, and then you get the one to finish out your life. And
for he and I exactly.
you
We
guys
had
feel like you're the cleanup,
exactly. We've done our karma for the life,
right?
and now to rest with the one that we really like.
That's what it feels like. You guys are like the cleanup after all the drama.
It's what it is.
You come back
Exactly.
together, be the cleanup.
He is like my perfect mate.
Oh,
But
beautiful. So happy there. Okay.
yeah,
Um, let's just see if I can sense anything important that we may need to know today that I can tap into. See where the world. Do you like fishing? No.
it's too boring. I'm sorry.
For some reason, I'm being shown Iceland.
Oh, well, I would like to go there.
Um, for some reason, I'm seeing fishing, but I'm being shown the image of like a Eskimo, all bundled up.
Well,
It feels it feels
yeah,
cold there.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think I got this from someone else possibly, but it feels a lot to do with. There's a lot of fishing and they're showing me the oil lamps. Like I don't know if you get the blubber or whatever, but it's like
Yeah.
something about making oil lamps and from what you were doing, whatever. But maybe it just didn't like being in the cold.
Hmm.
I don't know. For some reason, they just showed me like Iceland. You're all bundled up.
That makes sense because I recently watched a video of that same exact thing where they live today in that kind of climate and they have to go how they chop the hole in the ice and fish and do all that in the little all the
That
clothes they have to wear. And
isn't that weird that I brought that up? And you just watched the video on it, right?
I did. And it's exactly that. Yeah.
That is so cool.
It is funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that was so absolutely spot on in so many ways. I got chills through a lot of it where my soul just recognized so many things that I could go, oh yeah, oh that's it. Yep, that was all true. And you even got the John and my connection. Of course, we'd been together 20 years in this lifetime, but it wasn't until we went through all our relationship karmas and then,
Yeah. You figure it out. Well, I think
yeah,
it's like, my own journey with relationships. I was married, I had my daughters, but I found someone that accepts me, what I do, and she has her family, and we feel perfect. We
that's
can,
right. When someone can accept you and love you for who you are, you've got the treasure of gold.
yeah,
So,
pretty much. Even the times when you don't connect with someone, you still always just know I love this person to death, no matter what.
yeah, exactly
Even
right.
though if we get busy and we get it, just
Yeah,
doze off, and nothing special happens.
yep.
You just know, and it's
It's
okay.
a solid connection, soul connection that, remains.
Hmm.
So,
This was
yeah.
kind of draining, though. I
Oh,
mean, I
I
feel
bet.
I feel
I
great diving in.
feel the intensity of you taking that deep dive in. And yeah, it's a long time to concentrate so and focus so um, meticulously. That, that's a long time.
It's
Like
fun.
this,
It's fun though. It I
for
just can
me.
I can sense I need to decompress a little bit because
Yeah,
that usually happens when I start feeling it in my chest.
yeah,
Like
right. You
my
need to
heart
let go.
energy is kind of giving out a little bit. I
Yes.
get the sense, okay, I need to go outside and walk, or it's
Yes.
actually sprinkling, so maybe I'll go take a stroll in the rain.
Well, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this was really something I'll treasure, and I'll have to
I hope
watch it.
so. Well, we have it on video too, recorded. I can send you that. Keep it
That'd
forever.
be fantastic. That'd
I
be
hope.
fantastic.
Like I said, I hope it.
And
I wish
if
I
you,
could have more info of what you actually did, or
oh no, this is
but
fantastic. No, no, everything you gave me is just, I'll treasure it. Absolutely. Every single detail. You came up with so many details. I have to like go over it about 20 times to let it absorb. It's a lot. So
lovely.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm happy we could do that. It was fun. I love just learning and tapping into the universe of what may be out there that I may have not gotten before.
Mhm.
So I
Oh,
enjoyed
you did
this.
you
So
did a great job. You should be doing this for people. Maybe you should limit it. Try like half an hour. I mean, something where you are
I
not.
usually I just go where it needs to go, and
Yeah,
I'll know when to quit when the energy's done or whatever. But
yeah, yeah.
I think I'd
Well,
have to. I think I
I
would.
think
If I
you
get
could.
really good at this, I think I'd have to charge quite a bit. It's
You
energy.
would have to listen to me. It would be worth 350 or 450 for your past life
Dang,
session.
it's a lot. I would
It's
expect a lot for that kind of
it's
money.
that, but this no, what you did is priceless, and not very many people can do it to this detail. Um, Seriously, I'm not kidding. So don't,
Lovely.
yeah, I appreciate it that much.
Cool. Well,
More than
love
that.
love to
More than
you, and we'll catch you later, sweetie.
that. Thank
I
you.
enjoyed this.
I enjoyed
Bye.
it too. Thank you so much.